Hey, what's up, YouTube, and my beloved husband, Con Kenner, my fellow Iceland Vic friends and followers, and my Hellfire Club members and subscribers. This is your Hellfire leader, Maggie Negan, the Walking Dead Fangirl 27. How's everyone doing today? So, I did a poll 9 days ago asking for this final episode of my vlog. Yes, I know, it's so sad. Oh my goodness. This is the final episode, but not for long, because since it's going to be the final episode, I'm going to continue the whole series for season 2 of my vlog. And guess who's going to be here? Yes, indeed. My wonderful, beloved husband, Con Kenner, is going to be joining my vlog series. And hope you guys can join along with us. Alright? But before I start, you guys, sharing you guys my amazing story about one of my favorite video games throughout my childhood through adulthood, I would love to tell you guys thank you so much for appreciating my channel. Thank you so much for subscribing. You guys are wonderful people and human beings. I want to say thank you guys so much for being there for me. Thank you so much for being part of the Hellfire Club and being part of Iceland Vic. So if you guys really enjoy this video that you're going to be watching today, press that like button. And if you guys want to be part of the whole Hellfire Club or Iceland Vic, you have to smash the subscribe button and ring notification bell for more updates, and ring notification bell to see what I'm up to, or just checking out my community posts, or just checking my drawings, or even want to know much about me. So don't forget to subscribe in order to be part of the Hellfire Club. So let's get started. So I want to say, like, the majority of my childhood, that I was playing video games, was usually a mixture of, like, Tomb Raider and WrestleMania. And you guys probably say, oh, why Maggie, playing wrestling? She's not a tomboy, is she? Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth, guys. Like, a fun fact about me is that my grandmother, who is from the PR, she loved wrestling, to be honest. And my first going to seeing wrestling was when I was little. I think I was like 7 years old when my dad took me and my grandma, and she was fond of it, and I liked it too. Even though we didn't have a chance to see in the front row, but it was a good experience for me because this is in a Madison Square Garden where it takes place, like it usually does. And I gotta say, it was very dramatic for me. But getting to the top of video games, that's when I used to have my original PlayStation 1, and I don't know what happened to it. I know it got broken somehow, and I usually play a lot of video games with it. Like, the majority of the games I usually play is mostly like action-packed games, or mostly like, fighting games. That's my style, because I don't like games where it's always the same storyline where, a guy beats up another guy, then you had to follow another track and you don't know where you're going, and you end up with a glitch, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose, stuff like that, right? But the majority of my games I love playing is a mixture of both Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, either what series, and of course Tomb Raider. And sometimes when I'm playing with my Switch that my fiance Con Kenner gave me, I am continue playing like Ninja Turtles, Shredder's, Revenge, through Bayonetta, the whole series, right? So I like those kind of games because it has a lot of action, a lot of fighting. It's more so my thing. And of course, I also like to play interactive games, mostly like Animal Crossing. And I like to build stuff, I have a creative mind, so whenever I'm drawing, I always like to create in my mind what my island should look like. And one day I can show you guys in the video, maybe in the near future, how my island looks like. I just had to clean up a little bit because I'm guessing I haven't played in a while, because I'm guessing it's a lot of weeds to pull, and trust me, you guys, it's a pain in the butt just to pull every single weed, and how Animal Crossing is, And of course, my husband Kyle doesn't stand Tom Nook, and I can't stand him either because he's always, getting away and being, a troublemaker, that is. And what happened is, like, other video games I used to play, like, I continued liking playing Tomb Raider, and I finished all the Tomb Raider games, not the earlier one stages, like the 90s one that you see Lara Croft with the weird triangle box boobs that you guys probably see. And my favorite part of that game was that you probably seen it, right? Where she's always locking her butler, the one that's making that weird noise, holding the tray and following her around with the teacup and everything else. It's like, dude, stop following me. And I remember me and my cousin, when he came over, like, he and I would always lock him up in the freezer, and then he would glitch out and try to get out. And then he comes out of nowhere, popping up, near us when we were trying to get into the maze. It was just so funny, guys, really. But, but throughout the Tomb Raider series, it got better, more definition, more quality. I liked the Tomb Raider, like the Rise of Tomb Raider and the other franchise throughout the series because it had more, how can I say, more action packed than the other ones because the other ones didn't like it was lacking a little bit, and also not to mention the levels was a little harder for me to like manage the puzzles because it didn't give enough. I'm not saying cheating codes because then that's not how a gamer person is supposed to be. You know, you guys probably get this a lot, but for me, I'm mostly like I like to know like how to get to places. You know, I can't just guess because we when I was playing Tomb Raider Underworld, right? I'm always stuck in one level, and it was a pain in the butt because you're climbing, and then all of a sudden you climb down, and all of a sudden you fall, and a little small fall is like, wait, why did I get fall damage? Where did that came from? You know? And next thing you know, you end up glitching in the wall, invisible barrier that we all gamers struggle, and it's like, what the heck is going on? Why am I glitching in the invisible wall? You know, it makes no sense. And also, you have a motorcycle that comes out of nowhere, and you see animals coming in different directions. Like, where that came from, you know? But I like the other ones because I get to like stealth all bad guys all the time, and I'm like feel like I'm actually Lara Croft in the newer version. If you guys play that game, it is so fun to be honest. And the other games I like enjoying playing is a mixture of both Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. And that'll be interesting a mixture to see both of them clash one day, you know, give a suggestion to the gamer creators. You know, that'll be epic to see. But I noticed, like, grew up with the majority of Mortal Kombat throughout my childhood. I know that everyone's probably saying, oh, why Maggie likes Mortal Kombat, you know? Like, it's full of guts and gore and blood. And it's like, guys, come on. You know, don't be afraid of little blood. You know, we all see it all the time, right? So, like, the reason why I like Mortal Kombat because I have my favorite characters in it, like Melina. And I always played her in every level against my cousins that comes over for my birthday party or get-together. Like a family reunion, and all of a sudden I always choose her over the other characters, over Katana or Sub-Zero or Scorpion, because I like her persona because even though she is cloned, you know, by Katana, but at the same time she is so epic with her sharp teeth and her deformity, you know, takes, you know, a whole nother level, and she's a total badass, and I like that, you know, that's what I like that kind of powerful, you know, punching with her, you know, swords or what's it called? You know, it's like the same thing that in the Ninja Turtles where Raphael has those two swords. Well, comment down below what those names are. But anyways, I like those kind of games because I get to like beat up a lot of people, play different characters. I mean, it's really fun. You know, besides all gore and everything else. Even though when I was a kid, it was giving me a little bit of nightmares, but it gave me an impact that I want to like kick butt at the same time. And as for Street Fighter, I usually play Street Fighter whenever I step by, again, you know, over my cousin's house. She had all the Street Fighter series through the 90s or early 80s, throughout the early 2000s. It was, like, incredible how she had the whole series, right? And other than that, I usually play Street Fighter in the laundromat, per se, because I didn't have, like, a PlayStation 2 or Xbox 360, not yet. But other than that, I like that kind of like quality of Street Fighter because my favorite character Chun-Li's in there, and of course Cammy's in there too. I like those two characters because they're very badass, and I did cosplay as Chun-Li, fun fact. And it was so much fun because she always make these funny noises, you know, to get to travel. And the quality of the Street Fighter game is getting actually really better, to be honest. And not to mention, my husband Khan did make a live stream or like a regular game with Street Fighter, and sooner or later, stay tuned for that, he's gonna make a whole series full of Street Fighter, so stay tuned, you guys. So give it a check it out when you have the chance. The interactive game, I gotta say, I most likely like The Wolf Among Us. If you guys didn't play that game, it's very, you know, well made, you know, by Telltale Games. And what happened is, like, you see, you know, characters from the fairy tales, from the Big Bad Wolf, Red Riding Hood, Snow White, you know, Toad and the Frog, you know, Beauty and the Beast, you know, all these characters, and they do like a crime story, and that's what I like, you know, because you don't see that more often in video games, right? So when I see that, I notice as well, not to mention that this game is also based on a comic book, you know, big surprise, right? But if you guys read the comic books before the games, like how they did for Marvel and My Hero Academia, like all these games are transformed into little stories that they got from comic books and manga. So it's a really fun experience to experience that because it tells a story. And that's what I like about video games, you guys, because not only video games tell a story, but the detail of the character is just wonderful. You know, you can see like all these games back then during your childhood, it may be crappy, but for me, it has a good depth of the graphic design. Yes, we didn't have big technology back in the early 70s or 80s, but at least they processed throughout the whole thing to make it lure us gamers to like to play more of that. And there are some times where I'm hearing a lot of people, especially gamers ourselves, they complain about how voice actors don't make enough money, which is totally true. But remember, guys, you know, we pay them to like their stuff and create merchandise, and that's when I get it. Like when people start realizing like the whole situation with that Bayonetta 3 situation, where I don't want to get into it because everyone will start attacking me because of it. But what I'm saying is like, you know, gaming takes a whole nother level, and we cannot like criticize the voice actor if they want to be paid more, or the artists want to get paid more than anyone else. But it's up to them. We can't like always intervene to what the creators want from us. But sometimes we gotta like see like, you know, us gamers, we pay them to make the gamer better and make more quality, because you gotta understand these games are very like well made. And there are times where you see a game where, oh, what happened? You know, why do I get these bugs? When I mean the word bugs, you guys, it means like it has like little, you know, patches that the codes are missing. So like I took coding back in college, and you guys realize that all these patches they gotta fix is because of the code. Because if you see that your character is stuck in a level or glitching, or you see double of your character, or maybe, you know, you're in a level and then there's an invisible barrier right here and you can't pass through that level, and then all of a sudden you see things that it was not supposed to see, that's when the code is broken. You know, I'm not saying it's like the Matrix, but I'm saying like each coding needs to fix, because each HTML or CSS has to be fixed, and it needs patchwork, and it takes a lot of, you know, time to fix it, you guys. Really, it's like, oh my god, it's a lot. But other than that, you guys, you know, I really like gaming. I'll always continue, you know, doing gaming, you know, in the near future. And maybe, you know, my husband can help me set up doing a gaming channel in my own channel, and be really wonderful for you guys to see what games I play. So who's up for that? So let me guys think. Comment down below what are your favorite video games, and I'd love to hear you guys. So tell me right now in the comment section, what are your favorite video games? It can be anything. You can tell me any story you like and let me know. Alrighty, guys? So if you guys really enjoyed this video, once again, press that like button. And if you guys want to be new to the channel, press that subscribe button and ring notification for more updates. Alright? So this is your Hellfire leader, Maggie Negan. Welcome to Fangirl 27 signing off. See you in the next video. That's it for now.